What's up, everybody? This is Star here. Welcome back to another cast of the Rise of Witch King patch 2.2 version 7. Today we have a 1v1 on the Forts of Isen between our first player, TaDa, is Angmar in the top left, and in the bottom right, his opponent is DJ Premier as Dwarves. So we got Dwarves versus Angmar. Awesome. Alright, TaDa is going for a Hall of King's Men, as you do. And DJ Premier is going for a Hall of Warriors. So both have a hall building. They're of course getting their economies rolling. Looks like DJ Premier is sending out his builder to do some cheeky forward mine action, I would expect. And I'm sure TaDa will probably be on the lookout for that. He might even be looking to intercept potential builder with his builder. As you see, he did spot it, if he was paying attention, of course. So he would have seen this if he was looking. So that's pretty good. That was probably by complete chance, of course, because he seemed to be going this way. Just happened to walk by it, so that's good for him. And he might even be able to catch it with this. Indeed, TaDa has found the mine shaft, so he should be able to shut that down in theory before it gets going, which is perfect. Last thing you want is dwarves getting a foothold in your base. If you can shut down their early aggression, it makes it a lot harder on the dwarven player, because that's where really dwarves shine. Is you want to get a forward mine, you want to get your troops in the enemy base and not have to defend your base, because defending your base as dwarves, as most of us know, is pretty annoying. You're slow. You have to use your mine shafts to get around, which can be sometimes finicky to get out of. It's just not ideal. So, ideally you want to be in their base, causing as much damage as possible, and keeping them out of yours. It looks like the builder is running away. He's taking a little bit of damage. Builders do self-heal in version 7, so he's healing up there. As you can see with that blue particle effect there. If they don't take damage for a certain amount of time, they'll start healing a little bit, which is pretty nice. So no longer will we have the days of builders running around with a sliver of health. And they'll become useful again at some point, which is pretty good. Alright. TaDa has 4 battalions, it looks like, on the field right now. He's got one back here, which is looking to do some damage. DJ Premier's not going to even try and engage with these phalanxes, I'd expect. He might. Looks like he bought them to try and creep, I would expect, but perhaps he's leaving them there just in case those do engage over there. TaDa's waiting for more reinforcements. Looks like DJ is on the top here with 2 battalions of Guardians and a rally call. Looking to do some damage. TaDa's going for Axe Throwers to defend off DJ's Guardians. A decent choice, but of course will take a while, I would expect, to actually kill these Guardians. Let's see how little damage they take from those. Yeah, see, buff dwarves and hold ground states take a lot of kill. Especially since these aren't really... They're not the best range unit in the world, of course. But they will bring them down, nonetheless, if left to do so. So that's good. It doesn't look like the Gunnered orcs over here did much. This mine shaft still stands. They might have killed the phalanxes, though. I don't see them on the battlefield. That might be them, actually. Looks like they fought off a little bit of them, and they fled to go creep, because that's probably why he bought phalanxes to begin with in the first place. Creeping is pretty good. Creeping gives you a lot of money. Also gives you like a power point or whatever. So it's worth doing to try and get that little edge over your opponents. The creep money could be the difference between him having a king brand and not, you know? So it could be quite good to do. But so far, it doesn't seem like anyone's done too much damage to each other. We got units all over the place doing stuff. Oh, looks like TaDa's gone a little bit too close to the cave troll there. He hopefully won't lose anything. Yeah, nice. DJ has tucked away a mineshaft back here behind this inn, right by the cave troll. It's a nice place for an inn, but mineshaft rather, but you have to be a little bit careful, of course. Pulling troops out of there. If you auto attack those, they'd probably get their ass handed to them. So you have to remember that. But I imagine he'll eventually try and take that out. This does, in a way, though, keep this cave troll kind of as a guardian for this place, which is pretty cool. So looks like TaDa will be able to defend here pretty easily. He's gone for Ruler Spearman there, I saw. Which is not really necessary, I'd say. Better safe than sorry, though. He doesn't know if there's a battle wagon coming, I guess. So, yeah, could be for all he knows. Looks like DJ Premier has indeed gone for King Brand. So he is out and about. And he, of course, is quite good. Quite good indeed, so he's always a great choice. Almost always, at least. Pretty much in any matchup, I'd say. I don't personally think he's very good against goblins, because goblins just, they wave assault you with little crap units where Brand doesn't really shine. And he can, of course, be brought down by them. It's a bit tricky. He's still good, though, of course. Slam Shot is never not good. DJ failed to creep that troll, and that will leave TaDa able to do so. He was just perfectly out of range as well for the troll's aggro range. Sending a whole army to do a whole creep. He just tucked away some guardians there. And then harmed away for now. I don't fancy their chances of getting away, if I'm honest. Especially if TaDa can see them. Can he see them? He can indeed. So he'll probably be killing them off, I would expect. It'd be silly not to. Let a battalion of guardians get away is not something you want to do. Alright, we got a battle wagon coming out. Battle wagon against Angmar can be a bit tricky. I believe DJ Premier is off host as well, so of course he'll have these little bit of delay that you get for being off host, if I'm correct. I'm pretty sure the replay title said something about him being off host. But anyway, could be tricky to go battle wagon or cav in general against Angmar because they can pull pikes out of nowhere very quickly. So something you have to be very careful of. Ruler Spearmen are not cheap. Or they are cheap. They're not hard to get, that's what he meant. Alright, looks like DJ's pushing in with a pretty sizable force of dwarves. He has potential to do some damage. Battle wagon, yeah, I was gonna say, it can be useful regardless because of the banner. He doesn't have to use it as a cav unit. Just let it sit there and be a free leadership. That is the best thing you can do with a battle wagon in a lot of scenarios. In this scenario right here, though, battle wagon actually be pretty good just trampling units, as there is no pikeman. Although it looks like TaDa is doing a bit of damage to DJ Premier's base. Let's see how he's doing economy-wise. We have 533, 675 for TaDa. Oh, I did click that. I was about to say, I didn't click that button. I did. We have 448 and 550 for DJ Premier. So DJ Premier is a little bit behind the economy front. What should be expected, I expect. Since TaDa has a much easier time getting around and harassing farms. Looks like Snowbind has been thrown down on his Hold the King's Men to keep it alive. Although unless these phalanxes die anytime soon, I don't think it's going to matter. It's going to wear off, and they should be able to bring that down. And Baron's still here, of course, as well. Alright, here's his chance to bring down the Hall of the King's Men. Brand holding off the hordes of Rudar. He's able to do so. And down it goes. Very nice. He does have another one, of course, so he's not completely crippled or anything. TaDa does have an army in the back of DJ Premier's base as well. He's also taking this mineshaft out, which is a good one to take out. It makes it so he has to walk quite a ways to get his guys in there, and of course these are the ones that usually go up to level 3 first, so without those, they'll definitely stunt the economy of DJ Premier. Alright, another forge works being thrown down. Looks like we have hobbits entering the foray on DJ Premier's side as well. And of course he's getting those from the inn. That is the inn unit for the dwarves. The inn unit for Angmar, if you didn't know, is It's a Wildman. Wildman with a Thrallmaster. It's a very interesting, specialized unit for them, but they're pretty good. They get Wildman torches and everything like the Wildmen do, but they can die like Thrallmasters can, so they can be very hit or miss. But it's a nice addition, nonetheless. But it's not something you see used particularly much, because, I mean, you can just use good and bad orcs to do decent effects, so you don't really need to do that too much, worrying about capturing inns or anything, as Angmar, I think. But if you want to do severe damage with harassment with the torches, they're actually pretty good. Wildmen with torches do an incredible amount of damage. Oh, TaDa made a huge mistake. He brought no Rudar Spearmen to the party, just axe throwers. And now the battle wagon is having a field day. That's gonna set him back a bit. We have Waldar in the field. Of course, in the Rise of the Witch King HD edition that I'm casting this on right now. It's the face of Tormund. I wish you could zoom in just a little bit more, and you could really see it. It's cool though. Alright. Looks like TaDa is on the retreat there from some dwarves. Having a little pit fight here. My orcs are a little green, aren't they? That's the HD texture pack for Rise of the Witch King that was released a long time ago. I've been using that for years, but I noticed some units are a bit green in the face, like Black Orcs and Azog and those guys. Otherwise, pretty good. And then, of course, we'll be texturing any of my units that are not covered by the HD edition itself, which is why I don't have anything that looks like it's made by EA in 2005. Thank God for that. I can't even remember what the units look like without the HD texture pack, to be honest. It has literally been years since I've not used it. But I know they look pretty bad with their default textures. Luckily the buildings still look pretty good. These might be HD though. Buildings. Looks like a pretty high-res texture for a rock. I don't know. Maybe it's not. Alright, DJ's got himself a pretty good setup here, I'd say. He's got his mine back. He's got a cheeky little wall hub behind it, which will make it difficult to get behind. Or maybe he can squeeze in there, I don't know. He's got a couple of barracks. He's got his forge works pumping out dudes. TaDa's got more troops on the field. TaDa's only sitting on 2 Hall of the King's Men, though, which is not the best. But he is getting his heroes out. And, of course, Angmar heroes are quite good. Haldar and Morgamir are very good. I think, personally, Morgamir is a better hero against dwarves, because he's got good powers to deal with heroes. And, of course, he has this, which debuffs the enemy dwarves, which usually have pretty good buffs on their strong armor. So, it's pretty useful. Not to say that Waldar is not, of course. Oh, he's going to lose him to rock throw. Oh, he lost Brand, of course. Poor Waldar. He was so young. So full of something. So full of the will to bring death. Unfortunate. We've got a couple of times of phalanxes here. Looks like DJ is pulling out his troops right here. He's going to go in for an attack this way. Try and take some mills on the way, of course. Meanwhile, he is, of course, dicking around with Brand over here in the southwest of the map. Some hobbits. Should be able to get Brand out of there, no problem, though. Brand is up to level 5, though, which is pretty good. At level 6, 7, he gets Beast Slayer Arrow, which is pretty good. It's a very powerful arrow, which is pretty good against beasts. Doesn't really affect Angmar too much, of course. They don't have any big beastie arrow or beastie guys to do it on, I guess. Unless Rogash counts, he might. But it will one-shot a Troll Stone Thrower. It one-shots catapults in general, so it's good to keep in mind if those ever start arriving. And it does good damage to heroes and stuff, just in general as well. It's good attack. You know, power I don't see used very often is the Dark Glory. Orgrimmar and Dark Dunedain gain 33% damage and armor. It's a buff for just Dunedain, Dark Dunedain. I just don't see it used very often, or if I do, I don't notice. How when I'm playing, I actually forget to use it myself. It's like, it's a very forgot about ability, I feel like. Kind of like King Dane's Mighty Rage. It's there, but a lot of times the players won't use it because it's just like, they forget or something, I don't know. Not to mention, not to say it's not useful, of course. Dramir's got a pretty good force here. Was that 4 battalions of Guardians, 2 phalanxes, and a battle wagon with leadership, and a dude? A dude! The hell is his name? King Brand? That would be the one. Oh, he lost the battle wagon, but he did get the oil cask off. Causing TaDa to have to reposition his forces, which is always useful. That's a good thing about that. It doesn't always do like a ton of damage immediately, of course. It's going to stand in his own fire. Curious. But it does cause them to reposition, which does cause them to stop attacking and start taking damage while moving, which is useful. Looks like Waldar's back on the field. Waldar, of course, has good abilities. He can summon Hillman at level 5, which is very useful. Summoning guys out of thin air is never a bad thing, in my opinion. Speaking of which, here's some Summon Menadale. Getting a builder kill right before they go away. Cheeky. Oh, he's very lucky that Angmar does not have fell winds. So TaDa could easily get that brand. That battle wagon almost died there. Holy crap. Very close indeed. Oh, shit. TaDa's going for Karsh. Nice. Karsh is, he's not as good against dwarves as other factions, of course, because Chill Soul... Well, actually, Chill Soul, think about this. Suffer minus 33% speed. Dwarves are already slow. That's pretty nasty. And then, of course, you can stack that with Black Ice from the Sorcerers. And I believe it stacks also with the Frozen Land, which also does something similar. So you can get some serious speed debuffs. You can just basically make the Dwarven army not move. Oh, Brand has gotten crippled. More bladed. I think that might be the end for him. If Mortimer focuses him down. Oh, he had to heal. Unfortunate for TaDa. DJ Premier escapes. Performed escape. And he's out. It looks like Bladen's in there. There he is. But the slight damage over time, that'd be a huge factor against dwarves. As you see there, they take very little damage against Karsh. That's the counter to Karsh, really. Goblin warriors would take a crap load of damage and die very quickly. Dwarves, on the other hand, or units of that nature, strong armor dwarves, or something like that, will be able to fight against Karsh because they won't die very well to that dot damage over time. Alright, Gloin is out and about. Oh, very nice indeed. Gloin's always fun, especially the Shatter Hammer. You gotta love a good Shatter Hammer. Mortimer is level 5 now. He's beasting. Nobody has control of the inn in the top right, it looks like. Brand is now level 5. He's still level 5. Okay. I was choosing not to engage in there. Oh, holding back. Coming back. It's been antagonized. He had summoned Barrow Whites. Ah, summoned Barrow Whites with the wind combo. Not bad. We have the total impact. Will it give him enough stuff to push through this Dwarven army? I think so, yes. The Barrow Whites have done the duty. Done the job. Very nice indeed. Let's have a look at powers and stuff while we're at it. TaDa, the Angmar player, of course, has some whites that we saw. Fell Wind, Snowbind, Relic, War Chant rather. 10 power points, 607 to 750. And then we have DJ Premier, the Dwarven player, has the hell's that? What just happened? Somebody got crippled, but there's nothing there. He has Men of Dale, Rebuild, Heal, Rally Call, 384 of 775, so they're very, very even on the farms, actually. Sounds like King Brain's having a bit of trouble. I don't know where he is. It's not up here. There he is. Playing Ring Around the Rosie with Morgamir. Oh. Too bad for Faramir. Or he's not as strong as Faramir with his level 2 arrow. Faramir would have killed him. Of course, Brand is more of an AoE troop killer than a hero killer ability. This is more of a hero killer ability. So, if he had that, he would have definitely got him, probably. Definitely, probably is one of those sentences that doesn't really... yeah, it's fine. Alright, we have some Men of Dale. Chasing down some dudes. Those won't get much done, I would expect. But TaDa does have a lot more troops here. It's interesting TaDa is choosing not to tech up, though. He's just going Thralls and Heroes, which is not a bad call. But I do feel like if he started getting Black Numenorians and Hill Trolls and some Black Rangers, or Dark Rangers, whatever, with these Angmar heroes, he would be doing much better. I think his reliance on Thralls is not doing him any favors. Ooh, especially since they get hit like that. Brand is able to neutralize them quite easily. Of course, Brand neutralizes even the high tier units pretty easily with this slam shot, though, if they're not buffed enough, I suppose. So lots of Men of Dal. I'd say at this point, no player is winning. It's pretty even, actually. As far as power points go and economy goes and all that, they seem to be pretty even, I think, in my opinion. We have 16 power points for TaDa, who... That does mean he can get Blights. Blight is after Summon Whites. I know this for a fact, because I'm playing Angmar a lot recently. As random, of course. But underneath on the right side is where Blight is. It looks like we have Dwarven Riches, 25% passive, plus income from my jets for Dwarves. Ah, he lost his Mortimer as well. He's engaging in situations he shouldn't. TaDa is overstepping and getting wrecked. Look, we have King Dane here as well. There he is. You can't see him, but HD Edition King Dane, of course. Looks super cool. I'm sure you've all seen HD Edition stuff by now. But it's all pretty nice. I like HD Edition King Dane. It's cool. Got the Hobbit look, of course. The glowing is awesome as well. Okay. Let's see. He's not going for upgrades or anything as yet. He does have a level 2 Hall of Warriors, which does mean he can go for, of course, Siege Hammers or Banner Carriers. Both of which are pretty good. I personally think Banner Carriers are really good for Dwarves. Getting your Guardians level 2 and giving them a free charge is actually pretty powerful, in my opinion. For only 100 to equip them. And there's the Blights. Actually, a pretty terrible Blight. This is going to get very little done. This is a prime example of how not to use Blight, in my opinion. Dwarves, as you see, take very little damage over time, like I was talking about earlier. They have a lot of health. If he doesn't have anything to follow it up with, like his army, he should have waited for that to arrive. Hit him with some axes, and then start making some Burrow-White chain reaction. He just used a power that benefits from... It really benefits from being in conjunction with other powers. Or an attack of some kind. He definitely did not have the intended effect, I must admit. But he does have quite the force, I will admit. Although a Dwarven army with all the Dwarven heroes is pretty powerful as well, so nothing to scoff at by any means. And DJ from here has brought out a lot more. And there they are, in all their Dwarven glory. It does feel like the Angmar hordes are doing a lot of damage, though. There's a lot of Axlors. But there's a lack of spearmen. Oh, there's the spearmen. Ooh, and there goes both battle wagons. That was a huge pickup for one battalion of Rudar spearmen. Battle wagons die super fast to pikemen. Even the crappy pikemen like Rudar spearmen, they die instantly. So you have to be very careful. And of course, if you're not the host of the game, you have to take into account delay where you're gonna move to. It can be tricky. Definitely does not help. DJ's making a valiant push here. Wisely pulling back his heroes though. He does not have enough troops to push through this. TaDa is pulling out just mass amounts of these freaking Exors. This is an insane amount of Exors. I don't think I've seen so many Exors in one game. I probably have, but yeah, there's the Wildmen. Oh, did they not have the Thrall anymore? Oh, they replaced the Thrall. The Thrall no longer exists. They do have a banner carrier, which is Black Numenorian though, which is pretty cool, and they're level 2. So the Rudar Hillmen, rebels as they're called, do not have a Thrall controlling them anymore. Good to know. That will of course make them much more useful as a in-unit, and not easily countered just by a single, I don't know, kill move from like Faramir, AON or something. Or just targeting down the Thrall Master in general, if anything. TaDa's going to try and do as much damage as possible here. Exors don't do a ton of damage to the battle wagons, gotta be said. Oh, DJ is really not paying enough attention to his battle wagons. But he is moving troops over there as well as here. Looks like he's building hobbits from the inn in the top right as well. There's a lot going on. We'll have to focus on. Much to do. It's going to be very tricky. I think with his hero superiority, he'll be just fine. One is level 5 now. King Dane is level 2. Brand is level 7, so he's got all his abilities, which is good for him. There's a mine next to a mine. Odd. This mine is pretty much redundant. But I guess if he wants to move around with it, maybe, or something. I don't know. What is the point of this, like, brazier cup thing at the top of this mill? It'd be kind of cool if it had, like, a little ghost fire or something at the top of it. But at the end of the day, it is just a mill, isn't it? And I guess it would look too much like a Temple of Twilight, perhaps. Or something. Still, it's a strange design. But I like it at the same time. Could be like a bird water dish if it rains. Is that a thing? Could be. Maybe it should be. Alright, in goes DJ Premier once again. Dwarven heroes leading the way. We got him summoned from Waldar there. He's level 5 now. But it looks like the dwarves are winning out here. Waldar has fallen, all the thralls are dead. TaDa really doesn't have much to stop the dwarves at this point. Glenn does have Shake Foundation. He can actually neutralize the building from one of these if he so desired. And of course doing a massive amount of damage to it as well. He needs to take down Karsh, definitely. I'm sure he's very aware. Bran with the snipe. There is the Beast Slayer arrow. Finishing up Karsh. Just as a beast appears. The beast from the east. Of course he's not actually from the east. From the north. Troll of the north, as they call him. Rogash. Roadrash. He's here to take green lands, and Brand is terrified. Rogash is a good hero, but he can be difficult to use because of his weakness to pikes. Being a troll and all. But in conjunction with the rest of the heroes is actually very, very, very solid. And his AoE, of course, is brutal. I'm sure his Dominate Troll ability will be very useful against Dwarves as well. So he's got that going for him. If you look at the mini-map, you can see the map advantage is definitely indeed in Mirror's favor, though. As he's got control of the north, his base, of course, and he's also got this bottom left area. Leaving TaDa to not have that. TaDa's at 525 at the moment. He's at 15 power points, though. He's getting close. 10 more and he'll have a 25-point power. And we have 1,000 for DJ from your limit. So it's doing much better on the farm front. And I realize they're not farms. I just call any resource production building farms, basically. Everything's in comparison to a Men of the West farm, is it not? This is a farm. It does what a farm does. I do like the HD Rogue Ash. It looks so much better. Look at his animations. They're not janky as shit. He can actually run properly without skipping frames. Ah, that's nice. It is nice that they went through that trouble. It's not just HD reskin. He's got a whole new model that actually runs properly. It's nice. Because if you look at the Rogue Ash model run in the base game, you'll notice it's a bit choppy because it wasn't made properly. Not the best. Sadly, that's a lot of the EA quality for Rise of the Witch King because they didn't put enough love into it. Also, they outsourced, I'm pretty sure. So that doesn't help either. I don't think Rogue Ash is going to beat Gloin. I mean, 1v1, he would beat Gloin, I'm pretty sure. Especially if he had his Rage of the North, but he does not. Let's pull him back. A wise decision. Oh, there's Branded Beast Slayer. I think he's trying to keep him in range so he can Beast Slayer. Time to find out if it works. Let's see how much damage this will do. Oh, insta-killed Rogue Ash. No, he was so lovely. Look at him. He's like a Ninja Turtle in armor. And fucking massive as well. It's like the Michael Bay Ninja Turtles. Bastards that they are. Oh god, those things. Don't remind me. There we go. The ring has been picked up. Rogue Ash has fallen into shadow. Spoiler attack though. So everything's not so bad. There's the blights. It does cause the Dwarves to have to reposition here, which I guess that's useful. Why is there a Angmar builder up in here? I'm not sure what he's thinking with that Angmar builder, but he's going for it. Well, the Blight has pushed, or allowed him to push forth and take out these mine shafts and everything. Well, he's definitely aware there's a builder here. He's building mills as he pushes. Which I say is actually pretty good, as long as you can actually hold it. Unfortunately, some hobbits have been brought out of the inn and are starting to dampen the situation there. Looks like we got some remnants of a Dwarven battalion up there. I wouldn't say TaDa's base is in any danger, but it could be. Very quickly. If you're up against Dwarves late game, you do have to worry about siege hammers. It is a thing. Oh, Dwarven Zealots are coming out. I love the HD edition Dwarven Zealots. They're so good. That's my favorite thing about the Dwarves reskins. Oh, that's those right there. Yeah. Those Iron Hill Zealots. Their hammers and axes. So slick. Alright. He's pushing. He's pushing a little bit. Looks like the big battle's over here, though. So I guess we should probably come over here. Unless he can only get level 10. Pretty sweet. Will it happen? I'm not so sure. Could it happen? Cross. Awesome. Is he even alive? I actually don't even know if Glenn's alive, to be honest. I think he's dead. No, that's him right there. He might as well be dead with that kind of life. He's at level 7 already, actually. He's leveled up quite quick. I've noticed glowing levels up very quickly in different patches. I guess it's just the thing that glowing does. In 1.09 and 2.2, I feel like glowing levels up pretty decently. Look at them just running in terror from the zealots with the ring of power. They are consumed by it. So it's definitely a thing. Oh yeah. Will they fight 1v1 Karsh? Nope, Karsh is out! Blinking away. A wise decision. Blink is very useful. You can teleport to anywhere you can see. So you could literally teleport across the map as long as you can see it. It's a pretty cool ability. Alright, DJ Premier is gonna... Oh, he's deciding not to do that. Probably wise. He doesn't really have much of a force to speak of there. Avalanche happened. When? Did he avalanche his base? He must have. I didn't even hear it. Well, it didn't seem to do much, as far as I can tell. We do have Citadel, though, ready to be summoned from DJ Premier. That could do something, especially with this giant army he just brought out of nowhere. Most of it, of course, being some men of Dale and the army of fresh recruits he just brought out. So if he can get a forward base here with the Citadel, he can start bombarding the fortress with it while defending it with his army there. There's the snowbind. He's going to wish he had that snowbind in a second. I have a feeling. Is he going to mighty catapult right away? Oh, he is indeed. Or he isn't. Yeah, he is. Oh, very nice. Insta-killed that barracks. All the King's men is down. So he's going for masterwork munitions. And a catapult expansion on the Citadel. Very nice. TaDa is in a bit of a pickle. This is going to be very difficult to get out of here for him. Especially sitting on 2 Hall of the King's men and trying to fight through an army of dwarves. I don't fancy his chances. Let's see if we have a troll stone thrower to the fortress there. Of course, it's not gonna do much against this catapult. Of course, DJ Premier switches catapult to aggressive stance, which does give it, of course, a 15% range, so he can shoot further with it. Something you got to remember to do if you want your catapults to have a maximum range is to put them in aggressive stance. It will, of course, be weaker, but armor-wise, I mean. But that's not really what anyone cares about when it comes to siege weapons, is it? You're using it to get as much range damage on the enemy as possible. And that is exactly what it's doing. Citadel looks cool as shit. Dwarves sure know how to make their buildings. I think this is GG for sure. One hitting it with the Shatter Hammer at the fortress, nailing it, and the rest of the dwarves going to town this fortress. Down it goes. And TaDa has been defeated. There you go. Victory goes to DJ Premier. Very cool. That was a good match. I enjoyed. I thought TaDa was doing pretty well for majority of the game, but I think he needed to tech up. I think the addition of Black Numenorians and Dark Rangers alone would have been a huge buff to his armies. But he stayed on thralls too long, perhaps. Maybe getting some upgrades against dwarves could be good too, but of course, you got to keep in mind, Angmar's economy is never that good. They have one of the worst economies in the game, next to elves, so you have to kind of be realistic with what you get. But then again, he was spamming heroes, so I guess he had some money, yeah? Probably because he's using so many thralls, I suppose. So, you save money one place, you get money to use other places. But didn't quite cut it. There you go. I thought DJ Premier played well. So well played for that win. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in this cast of the Rise of Witch King, patch 2.2. We'll see you all next time.